I thought that would be really helpful that I didn't really get when I went to my co-op, but I really wanted was to know like what to do, like how to set it up, like what information do I need on a daily basis. So this is just how I set up my notebook, but so because I like to keep everything in one place, and you can do it however you want to, but here's just a suggestion. So I have a big notebook like this. I put a little prayer on here to remind me and ask God to help me with my kids and for my day. Inside of it, I have a pen and pencil pouch, and sometimes the rooms will not have whiteboard markers. So I always have my whiteboard markers inside my pen pouch. Sometimes there might not be an eraser. So what I did was I just cut a little cloth and bring my own, just tuck it in here, so that you're not wiping with your hand. Because, what do you do when you're like, uh-oh, I just gotta teach my class now. So put your pens and stuff in here. Then I like to use these sheet protectors for things that I'm gonna be using a lot. Jennifer doesn't like sheet protectors on some stuff. She does for a little bit of things, but so you don't have to do that. So how I set this up was, like, I put those memory verses in here to remind me of God's truth when my feelings start going awry. And then Sarah's going to talk a little bit about behavior. And so this is one of the things that I had from our last co-op, which we're going to use the same kind of system here, but I laminated this thing. So this is like a behavior tool. So I put that right in there so that when things get unruly, I can just say, we're being above the line, and she's going to tell you all about that, okay? And have this here. I put my schedule, and then I use these little stickers to separate. So if you use page protectors, you won't be able to see if you have a divider, you won't be able to see it because it'll be covered up because of the edge of the page protector. So I use these little tabs, thank you. And I put them on there so that I can quickly get through. So you are going to be able to have access to the people's phone numbers. So I have everybody's contact information in here because if I'm all of a sudden needing to get a substitute or something, I can quickly look right here and have everybody's information. I don't have to go online and search and do anything. It's right there. Same with the calendar. If I want to know what day we're off, or it's all just right here. We have this awesome curriculum sheet that you'll have access to, and I just printed this off. You don't have to print it off. You can do your notes on the computer. If you don't want to be printing stuff, you don't have to do that. But I like it because I like to take this out when I'm making phone calls or looking on homeschool classifieds for my curriculum. I can write a note in here, and then I can make a checkbox, because a lot of the time, especially if you've got kids in several different grade or primary, middle school, and high school, you're going, did I order that? Did I get that? Did I receive that? You don't know? Well, here it's all organized, and you can check it off right there, and you can know that it's either coming or you need to call somebody or whatever. And then I'll put my syllabus in here. So when you get your syllabus, I put it in here, put a tab on it. Right now I don't have my syllabus in here. Also memorization. So we're going to do some Bible memorization. I talked about doing chapters. Memorization of chapters was what I really wanted to do, but since we chose this particular Bible study, it already came with memorization. So rather than trying to do something totally different, we're going to just do the memorization that was in there. There's some mistakes in that Bible study, so I'll show you. I'll talk about that more. And I changed it. So my memorization is in here, and then I just put my Bible study in here. There was something else. Oh, testing information. So we're still working on the testing procedures and stuff, but so that you know ahead of time what you're going to be tested on. I always like to keep that in my notebook as well, so that as we're studying and doing like the memorization or something, I can be like, okay, we're on this. I know exactly what they're going to be tested on, and it's all right here in my notebook.
Is that testing for Bible or for every class or for us or for the kids?
So yeah, for the kids, so like right here, this is, since I'm like in charge of Bible, I just put Bible in here. But for example, if, so like I said, we're still working out the testing, how we're gonna do testing, because we don't wanna take up a lot of time in class. We don't want every week to be like, the whole class is testing, right? But we do want to offer the testing, and we wanna do it regularly. So, I'm not exactly sure. We had some ideas, we were talking about it a little bit.
Every 6 weeks or something.
But it's going to be, you know, and we're not sure if the teacher is going to be in charge of creating the test, or if we're gonna create the test. I think the teacher, we're not sure, okay.
But is the testing information in the notebook like for the class that we're teaching, or is it for what our kids are gonna be tested on, or
For
what is your intent of
so my
having this
intention-
stuff there?
Yeah, so my intention as a homeschool mom in Ascend is to know what my kid is going to be tested on, and have all of the stuff that my kid is going to be tested on
Okay.
in here.
Okay.
So that when I'm working my day and I'm going, okay, so we need to work, you know, if I forget about Bible memorization, oh yeah, well, but if I have it all in a list right here, then I know, okay, we also need to do
For
this,
every
and
subject.
this is what is going to be due on the testing
So
day.
for every kid, for every subject, what their test schedule looks like.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot for me too. I'm a little. What's the purpose of the
Put your
test?
oldest in charge of their own.
The purpose
Oh,
of
yeah.
the test is to
Yeah.
get our kids used to taking tests. So the purpose of the test is not necessarily to get the right answers
Over the
and
age
to,
of 10
you know,
I don't know what you're doing.
it's not so much about the test score. It's that our kids have to take tests, and we don't wanna wait until they're in high school for them to be familiar with taking tests, you know, just to get them with that familiarity. Same with like, you know, doing the presentations and standing up and speaking in front of people. If we start when they're little and they're just used to doing that, then it doesn't feel like an overwhelming, huge, big thing when it comes time later to do that. So that's really what the test is, test, quiz, opportunity to learn and grow. Accountability, just, that's really what the test is for, is just to practice taking a test. Because that's what everybody, you know, out in the world